Well, good evening, and we're back on a nighttime shoot. This extended spell of high pressure has obviously led to a couple of evenings with potential clear skies, and it's in the sort of good window for shooting astro. So I've come out again. Now by the time you see this, you'll have probably already seen the one from 2 nights ago at Castlerigg when I made a complete hash of it, basically. Lack of attention to detail, didn't concentrate on getting the foreground nice and sharp, and yeah, it was all a bit rushed and it was all a bit rubbish, really, a bit crap. So I've come to a location very close to where I live, and somewhere that's yeah, somewhere's got some very pleasant memories for me. Edenhall Church, and it's very close to where I live. It's got a great setup, it's nice and dark where it's at, and I've often thought it would be quite nice for an astral shot. So here we are. We're trying to take a bit of time tonight. So plan tonight, Milky Way comes up about 3:30. Sorry, the galactic core comes up about 3:30. So, but there's cloud forecast to come in about 3. So I've sort of written that off really as a banker. It might be a bonus if the cloud stays away. It's about midnight now, so similar to last night, try and get a bit of a time lapse with the Milky Way time lapse to start with. Work on some light painting to try and make sure we get everything in the foreground nice and sharp. That's what I'm going to work on tonight. Really try and spend a bit of time making sure that foreground, nice bit of light painting, blend them together, hopefully get that really nice and sharp. Maybe even get into the church and light up from the inside and do some work on the inside as well. Lighting up through the windows to see if we can get, you know, a pretty neat effect, and then get some really good tracked images of the Milky Way, nice and sharp, and let's see if we can get at least one decent image with a really good sharp foreground and a really good Milky Way over the top of it, and see what else we get as a bonus. Right, gear on, it's cold, so gear on, and we'll go and get set up. So this is an unexpected bonus. We've got a lot of lovely daffodils all over the graveyard, and there's the subject of tonight's activity. So basically what we're going to do is get my head torch off, let my eyes acclimatise, see where the Milky Way is. I've got an idea where it should be, and then get set up. And then I'm basically going to take a series of 30-second exposures and walk around and light paint the church from various angles, and see how they look on the camera, and then we'll be blending them in layers in Photoshop when we get back to make a nice decent foreground. That's the first plan, so we'll get on with that and see how we get on. Okay, just a halfway update. So did a couple of nice foreground images before, so I was trying to get the daffodils, which is quite nice, light painting the church, 2 different compositions, one sort of landscape, one portrait, so having to focus stack because some of the flowers are very close, so focus stacking, light painting, a few dark frames, so it's quite a bit to sort out in post-processing there, but hopefully that gives me a couple of decent foreground images. I then set the camera off doing a time lapse, and it's been running an hour and a half so far. Probably going to give it another half an hour, so that'll give me 2 hours of time lapse, more than enough for what I need. I'm just going to set the GoPro off because I've never tried it as a night time lapse and see how good that is. And then we're probably about in an hour's time we'll be looking towards trying to get a good track shot of the Milky Way. It's not been particularly visible tonight, sometimes more visible than others. It just doesn't seem particularly easy to pick out tonight for some reason. I'm hoping that as it comes closer to 3 o'clock should get better. So that's where we're up to. Things are going okay so far, I think, so, but still, you know, quite a bit to do. So I'll get the GoPro running, see if that works, go and check and make sure the other camera's still running okay, and then we'll hopefully do a bit to camera a little bit later. Right, we're going to stop that now because that's 250 frames, which will equate to 10 seconds of time lapse at 25 frames a second. So we're up to the required amount, and we need to start repositioning now for where the Milky Way's move round to. So you just get a quick flash of this, hopefully, as it comes up. There. It's a bit bright, didn't it? Whoa. Right, let's get that switched off a minute. Off. Right, so apologies for the focusing on this, but we need to zoom in. So you've got some star trail in there because it's not quite lined up right. So that is not good enough, basically. I've tried a few now, and I'm gonna have to go to a plan B because it's a while since I've used this tracker, and it's quite difficult to set it up when the laser pen's not really very bright. Sort of the alignment's obviously not spot on, and it's got to be. So I'll go to plan B. I'll take the tracker off and just shoot about 8 to 10 shots of the Milky Way, and then stack them together for noise reduction, which is another way of doing it. So we'll try that, and then hopefully we'll have a decent Milky Way shot as well to either use as a composite or as a shot in itself. Struggling to focus on here, sorry, it's not very good, but it looks very orange. I know it's just the white balance setting I've got, I wouldn't worry about that, but what you probably can't pick up is the big, well, it's there is a big bank of cloud now that's coming in. It was predicted, and unfortunately that's probably put paid to any further shots. So we're going to get packed up, chat in the car. Well, struggle with the tracker, as I said there. The laser pen that comes with it wasn't working really that well. It's quite faint. I did think I had it lined up a couple of times, but I'll have to get my mate Alan over. He's a wizard with the old move, shoot, move tracker. They are quite easy to set up normally, but because I haven't used it for so long, it's down to me. You know, just a user error. But yeah, I tried it in a few different positions and tried to align it a couple of times, but yeah, and I couldn't do the second bit of what I was trying to do there. Should have enough images from the first section when I was shooting with the church in to be able to stack a number of images successfully. So I'm hoping that we should have at least 2 or possibly 3 quite decent shots, star trails as well, and a bit of a time lapse. So hopefully a pretty successful night. The only thing that didn't work was the tracker, and I'll just have to come out and have another practice with that. I've still got the GoPro running. I'll go and get that back, see what that's like. I've not got great hopes for that, but I don't know. I've never tried it at night, so that's it is supposed to be good at night, but I don't know. So we'll have to see what them images are like. That's it. It does look like it's going to be a nice sunrise, but I'm not sure I can be bothered to stay up. It's 3:45. Feeling a bit tired and jaded. I think pack my kit up, get myself home, and off to bed. So for now, till next week, guys. See you later.